another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level.
Y'all, welcome back. It's the Next Level Living Podcast. Number one podcast amongst anybody who like podcasts. Mm-hmm. It's your favorite podcast. It's that type of podcast. And I'm back with my gang. Crystal.
Gang.
K-Hart. Dream big, do bigger. How you feeling?
Come on, Forrest Green.
I'm feeling good.
Forrest Green.
Okay.
Forrest
Whitaker.
Green.
Good. Thank you.
Oh, now that Jay's here. Hey, Jay. How you feeling?
Oh, wow. I didn't finish telling you how I was feeling.
Go ahead, Chris.
Let's keep it rolling. It's going to be a quick one today.
Forrest Green.
How you feel? How you doing, Crystal?
I'm good. Look, let's kick it off because we are ready. We need to go.
No. But is it the green? Is it the green note? Is it the straight hair?
I don't know.
Is it the accessories? Because the gold and green
The moment has passed, okay?
Oh.
Let's move on.
Dang, I tried to bring it back. But
There we go.
clearly, she don't like boomerangs. Go ahead.
I don't.
Okay.
Never mind. Let's go on. My cousin's sitting there.
Yeah, you know that's my cousin too, blood cousin. Yeah,
Like real cousin.
real little cousin.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so look, man, I feel great. I feel good, man. I got a lot to share today. I'm excited for this episode. Yes, we got a special guest in the building. Jessica Lundy.
Let's go. Y'all, this is one of them ones.
Man, listen.
Y'all in for a treat. Like, if you tapped on this episode and you don't have no idea about who this young lady is, I just want to let you know in advance. You're welcome.
Oh yeah, she got the juice.
You're welcome.
She got the juice. And Chris, you know who else got the juice?
Who?
Donovan Tolbert. Shout out to our y'all know we do, man.
Spotlight.
We use our
So he
platform, to shout out people within our Next Level Speakers Academy and our Next Level Speakers Elite program. And man, Donovan Tolbert, $24,000 in 1 month.
Wow.
And one of the gigs, and he only spoke like 2-3 times, right? And one of the gigs was $17,000 for one speaking engagement.
17.5?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bro,
And
you know the
That's
last time I heard somebody get 17.5 for something, it was during a Jeezy album. It was like Thug
Mr.
Motivation.
17.5,
And
yeah.
Mr. 17.5. So only Next Level Living speakers are getting 17.5 and Young
And
Jeezy.
God is pleased about that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But think about that,
Winning.
right? And the thing about Donovan, he ran the play.
Yeah.
We talked about that often.
Absolutely.
He was just like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what you told me to do. And Donovan, the type of person, no disrespect, you know what I'm saying, but he do the most, but it's a good thing. We be like, man, Donovan, he called me again. Like, he be blowing the team up, but he want all the game. He want all the knowledge. And I told the squad, like, hey, all right, well, he could be the person that just sit back and be average, but he want it all. Right. So shout out to him, man. $17,000 speaking engagement, $24,000 in 1 month.
True. And we also like to talk about, that's real next level, but we also like to talk about how long they've been a part of the academy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Donovan will rock with us for maybe a year. Yeah. Good kid, man. I don't even think Donovan hit 30 yet.
Yeah, he's young.
Like, think about
and
that,
hungry.
man.
And hungry, too.
Hungry.
Yeah, super hungry.
Yeah, so shout out to him, and then shout out to Atia.
Yeah.
She has such great energy.
Atia Johnson. I was actually just with her. She came to one of my gigs a week or so ago. Man, she just got a $75,000 school contract.
I didn't hear
And
that.
not $7,500.
Nah, 75. Right.
That's a different energy.
Right, like
That's
25K shy of six figures.
Yeah, wow.
Oh.
One contract.
One contract.
Wow.
So she gonna speak a couple times for the school district, but she still has the whole year open and wide open. Let me tell you something. This year, so last year, I don't know how many thousands of dollars we spent on those crystal awards for the award ceremony. This conference this year, it's gonna be in June too, June 23rd to 25th, I believe. So save the date. Save the matter of fact, put the flyer up right now.
Yeah.
June 23rd to 25th, 3 days in Atlanta, Georgia, the Hyatt downtown. Me, E.T., Inky, a whole slew of guests. It's going to be amazing. And on day 2 of the conference, we're doing an award ceremony. And man, it's looking like it's going to be like 3 hours long because our people are killing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we changing lives.
Yeah.
that
And we
part.
being used by God.
That part.
I tell people all the time, this ain't just a speakers program. This is like a low-key discipleship training.
Oh, yeah,
Like, we showing
absolutely,
people how to go out here and fish for men and speak life and hope and inspire. And we're attracting the right type of people who want to grow. So shout out to Donovan, shout out to Atia. And we're attracting amazing team members. Can we talk about that, Mike?
Yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Man, bro, like I ain't see Jessica coming. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Jessica's our keynote writing coach. She's one of our coaches in the Speakers Academy. She works closely with the Members Not Speakers Elite program. She helps them rewrite their keynotes and construct it. She's a coach, a trainer. How do I want to do this? I want you to talk about your heart, your passion, where you from. I want you to talk about the competition, like 500 people or so in Michigan and how you won that. And then I'm going to talk about how you landed with your position with us. But tell the people who's Jessica.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for having me, y'all.
sure. We
This
so-
is the podcast to be on. Like, I'm doing low key flex. Like, I get a lot of requests for podcasts, and I'll be like, I can't really do that. My schedule's quite busy, but I was like, next level.
Yeah, no
Podcast.
doubt, no doubt.
I'm living that next level life. So let me
on.
just come with that energy. And so
That makes
I'm super
sense.
excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes people see people at the level they're at, but they don't know their story. And so it's been this continual situation in my life where people are always like, how'd she get there? Why'd they pick her? And I'm like, well, you don't know I'm doing privately.
No.
Ooh. You know what I
Facts.
mean? And it's like,
Facts.
you want my position, but you really don't want my position.
No.
Right? And so I remember if you guys have ever been to the car show, right? I love going to the car shows. They're super fun. Yeah. And so I used to be one of the hosts. I used to work for Toyota, and it was a good situation. I used to host a talk show with them and traveled all around the world doing that. But one particular day, I had a friend kind of tap me on the shoulder and was like, hey, I heard about this job. Like, they're looking for a host to host this TV network in Detroit. And everybody had told me my whole career, like, you're not going to make it if you don't move to LA. You got to move to LA. And I'm like, but I don't really want to leave my family like that.
Right.
Like, I love Michigan. Like, I should, like, the way he represent KC, that's
right,
normally
right.
I'll have some Michigan merch on, you know
no
what I'm
doubt,
saying? Because
no
I really
doubt.
am about that. But I love Atlanta now. I'm
Yeah,
loving the
no
South,
doubt.
right?
Good.
Hey, Jess, by the way, we won a Super Bowl this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he said that like he
That's
Congratulations.
okay, though. That's okay, though. Because when you really rep where you from,
It hit different, don't
it
it?
hit different. So
'Cause
I'm proud of y'all.
You
know what I
different.
mean? Yeah.
And what color did you wear for the Super Bowl?
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loyal.
Because Jay didn't.
Absolutely. That's okay.
But you know who else
But
did?
thank God. God did. he wrapped that blood on the cross during Easter. He
Right.
sacrificed for my
Yeah, he
sins.
did, but he
been
did,
rocking
though.
blood. Come on now.
Yeah. But we are gonna bring it back though.
That part.
There
So
we go.
we were at the auto show, and a friend of mine said, you know, there's this hosting opportunity, and I said, you know what? Why not bet on myself?
Yes.
And I remember when I got there, I like to be early. I always like that quote: to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late, and to be late really is to not be remembered. And so
Hold on. What's the last part? 'Cause I ain't heard- that hit different.
I like to add my little stank
Say
on.
that
I like
again.
that.
I
It's
like
to
that
not be
song.
remembered.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time. They
It's
missed
to
it
be
for the people
early.
in the back.
Yeah. So just so y'all know when y'all gotta go somewhere, to be early is really just to be on time. But when you're on time, you're really late. And when you're late, you're really not remembered. And so some people be mad because they missed an opportunity, but they weren't punctual with their time, right? And so I got there 2 hours early, and I'm thinking I'm early, right? There was already hundreds of people there. I was like, oh, they must have heard that quote too.
That's funny.
I was like, oh, this is a different energy here.
She got the
I didn't
jokes
really
too.
know what I was in the room in, and the person in front of me literally had just came off of American Idol, auditioning from American Idol. The person behind me was like this America's Next Weatherman show, and they were like first runner up. And so for a moment, I was dealing with a little bit of imposter syndrome. I'm like, you know, do I have what it takes to be here? And I had to be my own hype woman. Like, I had to hype myself up. I'm like, girl, you got this. Like, I'm really big for like putting on some AirPods, listening to like Eminem. You know what I mean? Like, I like that old school.
Lose yourself in the movement, the
Lose
moment,
myself,
your
right. I'm like, okay, I got this, girl. I'm like shadow boxing. You know what I mean? Like listening to We Are the Champions. Like I had to hype myself up, right? So
Not
I'm
the
like,
Rocky step.
Yeah, the Rocky step.
Right.
Like realness.
I love it.
But when it got there and I'm talking to the director of the news station and they're like, why you deserve this job? And originally they told us to speak like directly into the camera like I'm doing now. But I decided instead of doing that, I was going to look directly into their eyes. I spoke to their soul. Yeah. And I decided in that moment I was going to be vulnerable.
I love that.
Because we love to have a beautiful face of like, oh, I deserve this job and this would be amazing. I'm like, no, I've wanted to do this since I was 5. Like, I believe God created this opportunity for me. So if you don't hire me, you're really going to be out of alignment with what was created before I was born. So let's make this work.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, after that audition, I still had 5 more private interviews after that.
Wow.
So people didn't know I actually rented out a new studio to practice. So let's take it another step further than that. I actually went into that studio, turned the lights on, like had to get on a ladder, turn the lights on because there was nobody at the studio to do that.
So Jess,
I was running my own line.
You're saying that people envy your position,
Correct.
but they didn't envy your preparation.
Yes.
I like
That's
that.
crazy.
Y'all should tweet that out. Like that. Yeah, absolutely. And so I'll never forget when I finally got the job. I ended up seeing a girl in the mall stop me and was like, well, why do they pick you over me?
Is she for real?
Yeah.
Girl, favor ain't fair.
Interesting. How many people total?
1,500.
I've been lying
people-
all this time.
It's
I've been
okay,
saying
it's okay,
500
it's okay.
people.
Oh my God.
You beat out of 1,500 people?
1,500 people that flew in from all across the country to get that position.
Wow.
And because of that, I was able to interview Usher on the red carpet. I traveled all over the country. I actually was the guest host for the Maury show. What? And I remember calling my pastor like, hey, I just want to let y'all know real quick.
Wait.
It is not a you are not the father situation. Like, I promise you, it's a different situation. Like,
And guess what? And guess what?
Yeah.
And guess what? She's with us now.
yeah.
She's with us now. So out of 1,500 people, you know what I'm saying? She was selected. And then God's grace, we selected her. Praise God for that.
Yes. Super grateful.
That's
Super
amazing.
grateful. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And all of that led me to where I'm at now because even when I was on television, I remember thinking like, I made it.
Yeah.
And then God was like, no, I actually need you to quit your job, move to Atlanta and start
Come on,
over.
talk about that.
Yeah, this is my journey, not yours.
Yeah, I was like, say what now? Cause God, I made it.
Right. It's popping in Michigan.
Yeah, like I'm
My
that
family
girl.
here.
Like people know me. Like I can't go to the mall. Like people know me, you know? And I remember having that moment with my manager, and he was like, we can pay you more money. Like, if money is it, if you need a position, like if I need to move somebody out of the way and like elevate you, like we don't want to lose you. And I remember looking at him and saying, like, this has to do with God. This has to do with my purpose. This has to do with my destiny. This ain't got nothing to do with a TV station. And we're talking about leaving a top 10 market. Like, people don't start their career at the top. Like, they start in a small town that nobody's heard of and work their way up. Like, it's never heard of to somebody start at the top. And I left that. And the crazy thing is, when I left here, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm gonna be so honest today. I just knew I was getting a job at CNN.
When you moved to Atlanta.
Yeah. I was like, clearly I'm getting elevated. Like, this is what elevation looks like. Clearly I'm having a meeting with Fox and ABC and NBC, and they're all like, who are you? Like, we heard about you, but like people love to move to Atlanta and they're not really loyal. So we need to see who you are first. So I'm sitting quiet. Like, I had that season to be quiet, to be like, Lord, what does this look like? And I remember one day getting quiet in prayer and was like, why did you create me? Like, not what position do you have for me, but like, why did you put me on this earth? And he said, I brought you here to bring hope to the next generation.
Come on.
Run with it. And I did.
Purpose.
So I didn't know what that looked like. I started speaking at schools and started speaking at universities, and opportunities just kept opening up. And I always say the Holy Spirit is my agent.
Facts.
Because I just want to be in alignment with every organization
that.
I speak in. And so when people say like, oh, do you have any clients that are headaches? And I'm like, no, because I'm in alignment. But most people haven't taken the time to get quiet on their purpose. And so that's why they have frustration in areas that they weren't even supposed to be in.
Wow.
So when people ask me, how did I get to be the keynote writing coach? We had to take them back to me being on TV. We had to take them back to me starting my first company when I was 15 and getting featured on national TV from that, on covers of magazines from that. We got to take them back to my private time in prayer and the sacrifices of moving and being obedient, right?
It's just so many layers to what you're saying, Jess, and it's hard to let you continue because everything that you're saying is so impactful. To me personally, to hear you be elevated to a certain point, and then for you to trust God to break you down.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I made it. Top 10 in the network. You're doing it. People recognize you everywhere you go. Being chosen out of 115,000 people, like to go that point, like I can understand why you were comfortable and were privileged to be in that position and were grateful to be there permanently. And then to be able to deliver a message that you didn't even want to accept first, to let someone else know who was willing to give you more money to stay where you ultimately already wanted to be and let them know it wasn't me, it's a God thing.
Yeah.
Then to go and to have to go and not know where you're at again, I literally hear the faith-based journey in this whole process.
Absolutely.
And I wanna highlight the chronological order. At the age of 5, you had a dream.
Yeah.
You believed this is what I was born for.
Absolutely.
At the age of 15, you was like, which is so different.
Yeah.
1 out of a million kids will start a business at the early age of 15.
Like before Instagram.
Oh, you feel me? Like it's cute
it
now.
was old school marketing.
Like it's cute now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, no, I got a business.
Yeah.
And then you become a professional. You win this competition. You go from starting a business at 15 to now beating out 1,500 people.
Yeah.
You have this amazing job, top 10 market. Then God says move to Atlanta, and you move here with no guarantee.
No
it's
job,
not like you
no
moved
nothing.
here, right?
It was actually a miracle. We got a house.
Right.
Like,
So that's a faith journey, right?
Yeah.
And so now you're here, you're speaking, you're traveling the world, you're making 6 figures, you're killing it. I remember when we connected at our conference 2 years ago, you was like, I'm about to be your first 7-figure speaker. I remember that. But just your heart, your energy. And then you won another competition. Remember in the 2021 conference, we had a competition. Who could give the best, polished, the strongest testimonial? And out of hundreds of people, I still have your testimonial in my phone.
Oh, wow.
Matter of fact, hold on. Everybody calm down. Hold on. Everybody calm down. I want to show y'all this right here. Because you actually dropped a testimonial that was, and I remember watching it thinking like, man, like she's a real pro, like she's a real professional. It's gonna take me too long to find it. But I saw you share your heart. I saw you share, your energy. You were just like, look, blah, 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 blah. She was just like, I was so honored to be here at this conference and to witness this firsthand and see the legend that he is. Like you was just talking, and then you won the team looked at all of her. It was a final 3. Then we went to Instagram and was like, hey, y'all, these are the top couple people. And then everybody highly voted you, and then now you got a billboard. Downtown Atlanta, everybody seeing your face on it. Tell them about that.
And that really was a dream come true.
Whoa.
Because
that was the prize we gave. It's like, yo, whoever wins this competition gonna get a billboard to promote their brand. Yeah.
And I'll never forget that too, because like growing up in Michigan, like going from the distance, I'm from Ann Arbor, so going from Ann Arbor to Detroit, you would see billboards everywhere.
True.
And I would say, man, I can't wait till one day like I have my own billboard. And I think for me it was so special because it didn't happen in the city that I was from. It happened to the city where I was purposed to be.
Okay. I'm
reloaded.
So that was like additional alignment. And the crazy thing is, they were like, you can put anything on this billboard. And instead of promoting my business, I just wrote, you've got this. Because I just thought about like people going to a job that they hated and they just needed to hear on the way to work they've got this, right?
That's what you have to tell yourself.
Yeah, like kids going to school and they acting a fool in the back and they can hear like, okay, I've got this. Yeah. So it really was for a mind shift for the city of Atlanta.
My God.
What? Who are you?
Like,
what are you
this,
saying?
like this, like
she
that.
She literally was just like, man, I won this award. I now get a billboard in one of the biggest cities in Atlanta, in the country. But as opposed to having me and my book and my website and all of that, I'm going to put up a brand that says, you got this, to encourage people. Yeah. So I wonder all the single moms driving on the highway, on the way to work, dropping the kids off at the daycare, kids are stressed out, they going crazy, and she sees, I got this, and a calmness comes over them. Yeah. I imagine how many guys driving the truck that's tired, that want to just finish the shift to get home, and they see that and say, man, I got this. Like, I wonder how many people was on the verge of giving up and quitting on their marriage, and they saw that and says, man, I got this. How many construction workers was out there working, looking at the billboard, thinking like, man, I hate this job. But they looked up and said, man, I got this. And so the fact that you were so selfless to say, I could promote me, but I'm going to promote hope. Like, that's different.
But that's alignment with purpose. Because if God created me to bring hope,
come on,
then everything I do has to bring hope to people. And every time, like when I'm coaching people, they're like, man, I feel like I have hope to keep going. And I hear that over and over again. That's intentional. Like when you listen to my testimonials, they say the same thing over and over again, which means that I'm in alignment with my purpose. And that's how I get to kind of check in to make sure that I'm, in the right direction that I need to be going.
Absolutely. And so that same energy, Crystal, she brought to our 2022 conference.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yep.
She comes to the conference. She's there doing her thing. And she wasn't on the team. I'm gonna tell y'all now how she got this role.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all how she got this position. I'm gonna tell y'all how she got the code to the house. The boop, 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 just walk right in, right?
Well, tell me how you was looking. What were you looking for? Like, tell her about what were your thought process before you bring her? Like, what were you looking for before she even came into
Were
it?
you
I
even
like
looking for
how you-
anybody?
Like,
I
yeah.
like how you did that.
Yeah,
he said that
you
thing,
in the spirit. Where the alley, the behind the back
I want the
pass.
person who don't have no idea what's going on to come.
So we actually had another keynote writing coach that was a male, and he was good at his job, but some unfortunate things. Sometimes people got to transition, and we was just like, okay, we're gonna transition you out. So we were looking. We actually had an availability, and so we were looking for another keynote writing coach, one that could be on. And I remember talking to Crump, and I was just like, bro, we're very male dominant, but half the people in our Speakers Academy are women, but a lot of our coaches are men. Like, we really need to bring on a female coach. And so that was already a prayer. It was already in that space. And we ended up transitioning from this other person that was in this role during the conference, like around that same time.
Wow.
Can I pause you right there? Y'all listen to me. Jesus. Bro, thank you for saying that. Y'all, you might be in a season where you are giving your all and you're upset because you didn't get the opportunity you thought you deserved. He said when they signed up, he already talked to the other head to find a female. You know how many men could have showed up to that experience and been like, oh, they weren't even trying to get me. Sometimes God has you going and showing up for you. You don't even know how to actually have an interview, and you need to actually go through the rejection stage, not because you're not qualified, but because that particular thing is not for you. But by you showing up for that will allow you to bring that same energy to the next standpoint where someone is looking for you. But can you imagine how many people quit because they didn't get it there and missed out
And she
of the
didn't
next thing that's
but
for
she
them?
didn't even know we was looking.
No.
That's the point.
She just came to the conference and was just being her. But what made her stand out? Right? She said it before. She was just like, if you come early, you on time. If you come on time, you late, and nobody remembers you when you late, right? And so she has a way of, when you're around, you're going to feel her presence. So she's at the conference. We have the whole 3 days. We baptizing folks, Holy Ghost showing out. At the end of the conference, she's walking around and just ministering. And I want you to kind of share what you feel like in your heart to just kind of stay in that space and minister. So share that, and then I'm going to transition into what happened.
Dope.
So I think the biggest issue is that people wait to get a job offer before they serve.
Okay.
So in my head, I was already on the team.
She said, y'all.
Yeah, like this is my
love
job.
it.
Like I didn't know what the job was.
Right.
But I was like, yo, this is my family.
Because you felt aligned.
Yeah. Like I remember when I went to the conference the year before, and I'm gonna be honest, like when you're new to next level, you'd be like, yo, this is intense, right? Like people be like, we next level for life. And I was just like, for life? Like this is a coaching program. Like what is happening here, right?
This is a coaching program.
Yeah. Like this is a 6 months to a year commitment.
I'm here for months.
Yeah, like-
for life.
Yeah.
I'm here for
Like,
months.
what does this
like,
mean?
like people got tattoos. I'm like, this is intense, right?
Right.
I'm like, wow.
And then you experienced
Then you
it.
experience it, and you're like, oh, I get it. Where I get that
Yeah.
tattoo at?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, right. Give me the merch. Like, already. Like, okay, I get it now, right? Like, there's something different here. There's something special. And so it was like, I had never experienced this type of love, this type of support, this type of encouragement. I've had success, but sex done individually is lonely.
Woo,
Right?
woo.
Like there was no
talking to me right now.
competitiveness. It was just like a vibe. And like everybody wanted, when I won that award, like everybody was championing me. It wasn't like, well, what do I got to do to get the award next year? It was
Right.
none of that energy. It was just
Right.
like, sis, I celebrate you.
Right.
Like, girl, you doing your thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, how can I give back to the organization that's already given me so much?
Okay, so pause. So share, Prince, real quick. Pop up the picture. If you guys are listening, that's cool. But you might sweep on to YouTube and see the picture of her on stage getting the award. Yeah, y'all see that? Yeah. I wanted them to put some color to you actually on stage. I remember the outfit too. You had that black leather skirt. That thing was hard.
Yeah. Because I'm like, if I'm gonna do it,
oh, for sure.
I'm gonna do it.
And that's one thing I've always admired about you. Your style. You don't hold back on anything.
I
love
you show
it.
it. I'll be like, okay, girl, because you put the colors together anyway.
Humble flex.
Yes,
Thank you. And I'm always trying to give that feminine energy. And it's just because that's authentically who I am, right? Like I really know who I am as a woman. And I've stepped into that and I own that.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that once I won that award and was just in that space that women were going to come from the north, the south, the east, and the west. And I heard over and over again, I've been looking for someone like you to coach me. I've been looking for someone like you to be connected. Like, I gotta be mentored to you. Like, what's the next step look like?
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know what that looks like, but stay connected. I said, because what I'm not about to do is disrespect Jeremy. What I'm not about to do is trying to get clients on the side. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So stay connected, see what this looks like, but I'm here. Right? I don't know what here means, but I'm here.
That part.
Right? Because sometimes women have to see other women to know they're safe.
Yes.
Like, and Jeremy, I talked to him about this. My husband, he don't play that, right? He like, yo, every coach of yours is a guy?
I remember we
Like,
had
all
a conversation.
All of them
He
do.
like, you can't find no female
Mike
coaches.
keep shaking his head over there. He like, man, bro, it's crazy.
Nobody.
It's real.
And so I remember having that conversation with God, and he was like, no, it's you. Like, you can't find nobody because you're that.
Oh my God. What they say, be the change you want to see?
Yeah.
But it's one point I have to revisit because I think we should stay here for just a second. You said you know a lot of people are getting in the room. So you hear a lot of talk on social media like, you got to get in the room. You got to get in the room to connect and get. But you was like, I'm going to get to the room to serve. Yeah. And so I want to just highlight that because you was like, okay, I'm in the room, but I'm not here to just try to connect and get business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there are some people that's there that's trying to offer up their programs. Right. Truth be told, there's some people that got awards that start pushing and promoting their branding. And I'm just like, yep, we're going to shut that down next time. You know what I'm saying? But they hungry for it, right? But you got a hunger to serve. Yeah. And so, again, you get the billboard and you use that as an opportunity to give hope and love to people. Crazy. It's like, okay, now you got this award and people are coming to you, but as opposed to saying, I'm trying to network and connect to get business, you like, I'm about to give you this business. I'm about to love on you. I'm about to encourage you. Like, that's different.
It's so different.
Yeah, it's not low-level thinking.
Right.
So if the brand is called next level, right?
Come on now.
It would be low level. If I can talk about it, it would be low level to think, oh man, I'm about to get in my car. I'm about to get on. I'm about to get this. It was just like, I was thinking big picture, right? And so I think sometimes in leadership, people forget it goes top down.
Yeah.
So when you look at everybody that is a part of everything that Jeremy Anderson touched has a heart of gold. Everybody has clean hands and a pure heart, right? And so you can see the level you serve. I remember when a friend of mine told me, man, you got to follow Jeremy. So I'm like, okay. And I'm always like, God, who do you want me to follow in this season?
Yeah.
And he said, follow Jeremy, stay close, watch closely.
Can you give him a shout out real quick? Because all of this happened with his shout out. He introduced you to Jeremy. Who was that? Who's that?
Who introduced me to Jeremy? Oh, yeah, my friend Robert Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob. Because I heard that.
That's my guy.
She here because you was in the line. You hear Jay? What'd you say?
That's my guy.
That's my guy. Shout out to Rob, man.
Yep.
And he's a man of integrity. And he was like, listen, there's this guy, you should connect with him. So I go to God because like people love to refer me people. Hey, check out this coach or check out this person. But I'm like, God, who do you want me to follow?
I love it.
He was like, no, follow Jeremy. His heart is pure. So when I saw that y'all were giving out cruises to teachers, that's when I was sold. Right? Because teachers are often forgotten.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. And even when we do work with schools and school districts, right, we want to give something to the principal or the superintendent or all these people in a position of power. Yet the teachers are the ones that are educating our students on a daily basis and sacrificing so much, like using their own money for school supplies in a lot of districts, right? So you were like, no, I'm going to celebrate them. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, there's something different about this guy and then the stuff you're doing in Africa. I'm like, who is this?
That's deep.
But I was like, I'm not going to be thirsty, right? Because there's a season where some people are like, I'm going to try too hard to be connected. I'm like, God, if you want me to be connected with him, then let it happen naturally. And I'm just going to let it go, you know? And everything kind of worked its way around. But if it didn't, then it didn't. and there would be another path for me.
That part.
Right?
So then,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So then, what was that thing that happened that he even knew you were available to do this? How did all of that start coming into alignment?
Okay, hold on, everybody.
Let's paper, rocks, and scissors.
Everybody calm down.
Who gonna go?
First of all, let me give y'all some good news and some bad news. Which one y'all want to hear first?
Good.
I know you so well. Can I say it?
Okay, perfect. Okay, hold on. But tell me which news you want to hear, and then I'm gonna let you say it then. You want the bad news or the good news first, Chris? You gotta tell me.
I want the bad news first.
Okay.
Bad, fine.
The bad news is this episode has to end.
Can I say what the good news
right now?
is?
And I'll let Jay tell the good news.
The good news is she'll be back next week.
So we gonna wrap this up real quick. We gonna start back up. Don't forget your question, K-Hart. We about to start back up with you, and we gonna keep this thing going, y'all. You cannot miss the second part of this episode. We are just getting started. Y'all, it's the next level.
Let's go.
I love it.
I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level.